this is StayLit Love here, and I'm here to bring you a lituation as above, so below for the astrology forecast this month, February 2019. So February, we start off with a new moon on the 4th in the sign of Aquarius. Aquarius is a very innovative, future-orientated sign that is really about progressiveness and pretty much being your authentic self. It's an air sign. It has to do with the mentality of things, the higher mind, and kind of a genius energy. So activating the new moon energy for this month, we're looking at a lot of things moving forward, the future. And how better is that considering that, this is the beginning of the year. People are still setting in their New Year's resolutions. I like to call them more of intentions. Especially for the new moon, it's perfect to really set your intention. So this would be a really great time to have a ritual where you're setting your intentions about what is it that you are projecting in the future. We also have some planet aligning as well, which is Jupiter, which is a really benefactor planet. It's one of my favorite planets. It's the largest planet in the solar system. And Jupiter is a fire sign. Its rule is fire energy. It's ruled by Sagittarius. Well, it rules over Sagittarius. And so when you have an air and a fire sign, they're very complementary. So this is a sextile. The meeting of these two planets, considering that I believe this new moon is at 15 degrees Aquarius, and right now Jupiter is at 18 degrees. So we have a 3-degree orb. So this connection is really harmonious, and it's pretty much giving all of us the opportunity to have faith in the future. Like we're feeling like this optimistic, faithful, having faith in your future. Past January, it's been a lot of Capricornian energy, and we still have a little bit of Capricorn energy here this month lingering. But with this new moon, it's just bringing like this lightness to the energy, to our emotions, to our instinctual awareness, which is how we feel. So with that said, we're looking to, it's really good to project your emotions where it's optimism, where you're feeling faithful, where you're feeling joyful, jovial about your future. So be sure to do your rituals this month. I would say a great technique is to do some visualization about your future that you're projecting. Meditation is always good. Writing down, like write a note to your future self. That would be really good. And make sure you include your emotions and how do you feel. And go big. Go all the way big, because we have Jupiter really giving you all the goodies for what you want to set forth and intend for the future. So what we have next is that February 4th, we also have Venus entering Capricorn. So Venus entering Capricorn is really an interesting energy. And so with this energy, we have with this energy, it's like a really classic defining of what we value. We're valuing more traditional things. We're valuing commitments. Venus rules our relationship. Venus also rules women. Venus also rules money as well. So right now, with Venus going to Capricorn, and this pretty much lasts for about a month, I would say for this throughout the whole month, you want to really value things that will last. Valuing things that will last will bring you everything that you find to be a committed effort. This is giving you lasting value when you think of Venus in Capricorn. I would say Venus also rules fashion, so really classic looks is really important. Like the classic look that will transcend any trends is really good in beauty, like hence the red lip. The red lip is always in fashion, is always something that's trendy from the 20s, the 30s, the 40s, 50s, and so forth. Another thing, I would say being a little conservative with your money will be really good. Consider going maybe thrifting where you're getting old items or antique shopping if you want to buy yourself something, because Venusian energy is all about, feeling good and buying great things and possessing and having the best of the best. So when you're shopping and you're going out, say you're buying stuff for your home, it'd probably be a good idea you to go to like a antique shop. You'll probably find something really quite valuable. Again, saving money is really a good thing. You probably will be rewarded very well. Going to the banks and figuring out how you can save money. We in the United States, we're all getting our taxes, or we're preparing to do our taxes. So if you get your check, and you should before this transit ends, it probably would be a greater idea to conserve things. And in regards to relationships, relationship energy is really something that you would want to be like. You'll probably find a lot of people committing to things that they value, relationships that they value. Taking it to the next level. Capricorn is very ambitious energy, and Venusian energy is all about love. So you probably want to take love to the next level. Anything that's dear to your heart that you value, you want to take to the next level. And in order to take it to the next level, you would have to pretty much conserve it, commit to it, and also go for it for the long run. So that's Venus and Capricorn. Next, on the 10th, we have Mercury entering Pisces. That's a beautiful energy. Mercury, we know, a lot of people know about Mercury. I would say a lot of people learn about astrology, or that's their gateway to astrology, through the Mercury retrograde. So Mercury retrogrades, it rules our mindsets, the way we think, the way we communicate, technology around us, driving. It even rules our cousins as well, our community, our close-knit community and neighborhood as well. So Mercury now going into Pisces. Pisces is a very feminine energy. It's an energy that's very nebulous, very spiritual, very abstract. So when we talk about Mercury going into Pisces, the energy is really quite, our mind is really non-linear. We're not really thinking pretty objectively or logically. Our minds, we tend to have more creative thoughts. We tend to probably get downloads from, I don't know how I figured that out, but it's like something that could be maybe from a dream. Pisces also rules the dream world as well. So you might also find that, when you wake up in the morning, you just have this wild creative idea about doing things. So I would suggest throughout this transit, it'd be a good idea to kind of have like a pen and pad, a notebook right next to your bed and your nightstand. So when you wake up, you probably would have some pretty profound dreams that will give you some great ideas as well. Another thing, like artistry must be really big. If you're an artist, this is a great time to create. You might come out with great ideas. If you're like a songwriter or a painter, because Mercury also rules our hands, you might be drawing up and writing up some really beautiful bodies of work, of artistic work, because Pisces does rule the creator, the artiste of the zodiac. So our mind is going into that place. So we're coming up with very creative ways of communicating our ideas and so forth. And our mindset is more or less, less logical, but more dreamy, more romantic. Another thing, also, romance might be a big thing. You might be professing your love, and this is perfect because this is near Valentine's Day. So Mercury in Pisces might have a lot of people really speaking from their heart, because like I said, Pisces is a very feminine energy. It is the higher altitude of Venus energy, so it's unconditional love. So people might be professing their unconditional love to each other for the Valentine's holiday, or just throughout the whole month. And I find it so beautiful. It's a very creative energy. And also, I would use this energy to meditate as well, because Pisces also rules our spiritual nature, and meditation also has to do with the mind. And so because the mind, it won't be so busy with so many things, it would be kind of on a flowy energy, meditating and pretty much releasing all that logical, all that, frantic energy and stuff that it was when it was in Aquarius. When Mercury is in Aquarius, we probably had so many ideas, just like so many genius things, and probably felt restless. Now the mind gets to relax, and so you take this time to pretty much have a meditative session, really release all your thoughts, drop your energy down to your heart, and listen. And it might be, you'll be surprised at what you'll hear. So the next day, the next transit we have is when Mars enters Taurus on the 18th of February. So Mars entering Taurus, this is kind of giving us another slowdown, a calm, because when Mars was in Aries, it was at home, and it was just like that push energy, and we probably really needed that. So, at the start of the year, with the intent of getting everything done, starting the year off right, having the courage and the energy. Now, when Mars is going into Taurus, it's like, okay, I did a lot. What's the worth? Like, is this worth my time? Is this worth, not even my time, but is this worth my energy? Mars in Taurus is really asking, is this worth my energy? Now, Taurus is ruled by Venus, so it really likes to calm itself and just eat and just enjoy the finer things in life. And so Mars, it's a very forceful, passionate kind of planet. And in Taurus, it's just the warrior in us really wants to know, is this worth all this energy? So right now we are assessing what is worth our energetic, our force, our drive to go after the things that we desire and what we find passionate, and what is it that we want to go after, and so forth. So this is the energy now. We're getting a little slowed down, and we're grounding ourselves with what is it that we're going after, and not just going, doing things and thinking later, as impulsive as Mars and Aries can be. So Mars and Taurus is really, grounding our energetic vibrations when it comes to what is it that we want to go after, our energy, our passions. It's really more sensual. We're more feeling our bodies. This will be a good time for a good massage, I would say, but it will also be a good time to kind of assess your finances, because Taurus does rule money. Like I told you, it's ruled by Venus. So maybe you want to take the time, again, another theme about finances. When in the States, we get our taxes, you probably want to assess and probably, put your energy towards that, and just check out what is it that you want to allocate money for certain things, what is worth your time. Taurus energy is about, self-worth. So, you have to preserve your energy, and that's all about self-care when it comes to, the energy that you put out there. So you need to really take accountability and be reliable, and easy does it. This is slow and steady energy. This is the slow and steady wins the race. So take your time towards what is it that you're going after, what is it that you're passionate about, and so forth, and always ask yourself, is this worth my energy? So next we also have on the 18th, Chiron entering Aries. Now, most astrologers don't really talk about Chiron. Chiron is a really interesting planetoid, asteroid. We're still trying to figure out what it is, but pretty much it's in between Saturn and Uranus. And so it has a really heavy energy, which is the wound, and the freeing aspect is when we heal, which is close to Uranus. Now, this transit takes about 8 years. And Chiron has been in Aries before, last year in 2018, but went retrograde back into Pisces, and now it's going back into Aries, where it's going to stay for the next 8 years. Chiron in Aries. Well, let's talk about Chiron in Pisces. Chiron in Pisces, if you have noticed, I seen that Chiron in Pisces was really healing the feminine energy. Because Pisces, again, like I mentioned before, is a very feminine sign. It's really one that, we would see throughout this transit that self-care and self-love is something that was just a constant thing. And that's because from the last 4 years of the transit, that's when we were healing ourselves, the feminine energy. And that goes for men and women, because we all have feminine and masculine energies. And that has to do with our emotions, our self-worth, what we value, right? So those things is like something that we had to really look into our emotional well-being, right? And see, how are you valuing yourself? How is it through self-care? Are you empowering yourself? I mean, there has been so many initiatives to help women, to push women to be more empowered, to feel good, because women in this society is usually, putting all the energy outwards to everyone, caring for their families, and and what we doing our work and stuff, and we have our children, and sometimes we're the last people that we take care of. And so then we have to kind of empower ourselves, and that's that feminine energy, regarding all people, all of us, because we are so outside driven, like, work driven, and don't really take care of the emotional well-being. So I would say from this whole transit, it really has healed the emotional wellness of the collective, of where we are. At least I would say we have really gained consciousness of the fact that, wait a minute, I have to take care of like the internal world as well. So now on the 18th, with Chiron going into Aries, there's more of a masculine kind of wound that we will be seeing. So with Chiron's transit, it's called the wounded healer. It's pretty much the mythology that comes with it is that there was a medicine man who shot himself, who had a bow and arrow. He was actually a centaur, kind of like the symbol for Sagittarius, half man, half horse, or half beast. And so he was more of a medicine man, an herbalist, and so forth. And his medicine, he shot himself in the foot. So it's like it's like he has the medicine to heal, but also it poisoned him. And he was unable to like really fix himself. And so that's the energy of Chiron. It's like a part of our chart. If you would do a natal chart reading of your own personal chart, you would see where Chiron is, and that's where you kind of have your personal wound, and it's with your intention is how you can heal yourself. And sometimes that would have to be something where it has to be a community effort, or definitely one that can help you liberate yourself in a way. So now back to Chiron being in Aries. Aries is a very masculine energy. It's very, go after, it's the first of the sign. It's very powerful. It's not powerful, but more or less takes initiative, takes drive. It rules the body, it rules the head, right? And last time Chiron was in Aries, I find it really interesting, was during the Vietnam War. And this is the first time we saw like the wounded soldier. This was the first time we saw like the real repercussions of war. We saw our men coming back, and they were wounded. And Mars and Aries energy is usually known as the warrior, as the soldier. So we were seeing the wounds of that. But at this right now with this transit, I think we're seeing how the masculine energy needs to heal. And I think with last year, with the Me Too movement, we've noticed how men of power have taken advantage of, their status with, all the allegations and the rape and everything that was going on throughout the whole Me Too movement. And we're all looking like, wait a minute, this isn't right, and this is something that's been going on right now. So I think that's the beginning of seeing the wounding of the masculine energy. We also have another buzzword that's going on, which is toxic masculinity. I attest that to Chiron and Aries, and that probably was happening when Chiron is in Aries last year. So there's going to be more themes that's going to really focus on the masculine energy of maybe driving, doing things too much, being so impulsive, just like that masculine energy. It's going to be some wounding, and it's going to be a gaping wound that's going to occur for the next 4 years. And I would have to say within 4 years after that, that's when we're going to start healing that energy. So how will you start healing your masculine energy? We'll look to your chart where Chiron is. And when I go through each sign, I will tell you where this wound will be occurring, and so you can get a head start and have a real awareness of how you can begin your healing process. So the next one, on the 19th, we have a combination, the full moon in the sign of Virgo. So Virgo is the sign of service. It's the sign of servitude. It's the sign of our health and well-being. It's the sign of our vocation, our day-to-day work, our lifestyle. These are the themes of Virgo. And so there's going to be a full combination, a wrapping up of those themes that was mentioned. And it's going to come to awareness in a real heightened emotional way. So you can probably find yourself maybe, you're ending a job, or you're ending a bad habit, so you can and so you can bring in a healthier habit. So the full moon in Virgo, that's going to be quite interesting, and we're going to talk about that when the full moon, when we get closer to the 19th. Well, I'll do a whole video about that. The next day, we also have the sun enters the sign of Pisces. So now the sun meets up with the Mercury, and so we're all in this nebulous, calm, relaxed energy, kind of delusional too. And I would have to say, even when Mercury in Pisces, there could be a lot of delusions, and from a macro level, we can definitely understand with what's going on around the world. And I must also say, Mercury in Pisces really gives me that media situation. So there could be a lot of deception in the media as well, because Pisces energy can really dissolve the truth, and no one knows what's going on and stuff. And that's kind of been the theme with news on a macro level of what's going on. So we probably would see more of that and heightened illumination and awareness of this, or the creation of it, when the sun goes into Pisces as well. Now, Pisces is a very spiritual sign. It's a sweet sign, and I think it's one time for me. I love to travel around this time. Like I live in New York City, so it's the dead of winter, right before the spring happens. Fares are really cheap and stuff wherever you want to go around the world, and so when you are doing with the sun in Pisces, it's like such a good time to retreat, because it's right before the new beginning, when Aries season begins, where pretty much this is when spring starts and things starts to blossom. So this is the end of the winter. This is the ending of the cycle, the zodiac cycle, and so forth. And it's a time to relax. It's a time to rest. It's a time to rejuvenate yourself. It's a time to heal. It's a time to love. It's a time to create. You might want to recreate. You might probably have cabin fever, so you're probably inside a lot, and you just want to create something that you can launch the next season. So look out for the sun in Pisces, where you'll feel this creative, nebulous, relaxed energy. But beware for the delusions that may come around, or you might want to sleep too much, or probably drink too much, because Pisces energy can kind of create that vibe. I mean, just think of St. Patrick's Day. That's around when when that's in around Pisces season, and we all know St. Patty's Day, you get a lot of drinking. So yeah, look out for Pisces season. It's gonna be a good time. And so let's move forward and let's start the forecast for each sign. Hi, Taurus. So this month, February 4th, we start off the month with the Aquarius new moon in your 10th house of ambitions, career, and status. How lovely. So this new moon, you probably this new moon is really a great time for you to initiate a lot of things regarding these themes aforementioned. Career is on the mind. You're feeling it. You're feeling the trajectory. There's big aspirations for your career, and I think that you should definitely be a good thing to network. Will be really good networking with people, with the higher ups within your your vocation, be it your business that you have, your job. It's a good time. Something about your status. There's a new status that's coming up. There's a leveling up that's, you're feeling this energy, Taurus. Trust that feeling and go as big as you want, because you have Jupiter supporting the Aquarius new moon. And this is happening up until the second week of February. So keep setting your intentions about the status, the goals you want to achieve, the career, the job that you want, the business that you'd like really set your intentions for that. Write it down. It's really good to do these visualization exercises as well, and really put the groundwork as you should. Speak to those people that speak to the folks that who can really help you with that connection, because you have this real new initiative, and you can go as big as you want. You can definitely be CEO this year of your own business or a company. So go after it, because this new moon is really giving you that feeling, that good feeling, that optimistic, and having faith in what is it that you want to achieve, your goals and your status. The leveling up is all there. You just have to really put your mind to it and your heart into it, and really believe and have faith, because it's yours. The same day, you also have Venus entering Capricorn on the 4th. And, Venus entering Capricorn on the 4th is relating to your 9th house. So this also, again, gives me the same themes about your beliefs. There's something about how you believe about things, and you have to be really careful not limiting yourself. Capricorn can be a quite limiting energy, but Taurus, you know how to ground yourself, and you know how to take the steps in order to reach your goals. So you can attract a lot by knowing your worth, right? Knowing what is valuable and going after it. And knowing this is also believing it, having faith. You definitely have to have the faith in this, and that's how you can definitely attract all is it that you want, that you value for the long term, something that will have lasting value. The next transit that we have is when Mercury enters Pisces. So Mercury enters Pisces, and this is within your 11th house. And what we see here is that there is you're seeing the big picture. Mercury in Pisces is allowing you to dream of the big picture, allowing you to dream. You might also have a genius mindset, it's actually a great combination of left brain and right brain energy. This is great manifestation energy, I feel, when Mercury is in Pisces. You can dream it and achieve it. Totally, it's yours. Pisces energy is very spiritual. It's something creative that you can create from the air, and you can get a download by, waking up. But also, because this is in the 11th house, I think a lot of communication, you can create a lot with others. And this is what I was mentioning. Really start engaging. Networking is probably really good. Going to networking driving event so you can achieve the status that you want. You might find yourself being part of a community or group of people who really have the same mindset on creating new things that is like a genius mind, and see the big picture of where is it that you want to go in regards to your status and the ambitions and the goals you want to achieve. Right before Valentine's Day on February 13th, there's an interesting conjunction happening, and that's with Mars and Uranus in Aries. And this is in your second house. Excuse me, no, this is in your 12th house. So again, you have a lot of energy in regards to Piscean energy, creating stuff from nothing, believing in your creation. And there's going to be this driving force, a sudden force, sudden force of creativity that's going to occur. I don't know, sleeping might not be that easy for you this month, and I know you value your rest, Taurus, but on the 13th, there might be some really naughty things going on in the boudoir. That can be something that can happen. It'd be very passionate energy when it comes to sudden passions within the bedroom. Seems to be something that may occur. So yeah, look out for that. That's a really interesting energy. February 13th, 3 days before, 3 days after, sudden passions is going to arise, and it's going to be interesting. Yeah, you're gonna just have this driving force. You're gonna even quite be impulsive. So enjoy this energy. It's not that bad. Just be careful with driving and so forth, or any shock value, because I know you like things, easy and stuff. Or I think the worst thing that can occur is that you will probably get a lot of sleep. So next, on the 18th, you got Mars entering Taurus, right? This is your first house. So now, you've gotten a lot of rest with the Mars conjunction in Aries in your 12th house. So now, Taurus, in your first house, you're feeling quite energized. You feel like it's more revitalization of energy that's coming up. You want to start new matters as what you value. And this might be from the new moon, like you are really taking a driving force and finding the worth of what is it that you have initiated based on your emotions and connections as well earlier this month. Now you're going to really take action. Now you're going to put one step in front of the other and drive towards this. This might be also a good time to start a workout regimen as well, as the first house rules your body. So you might also want to consider that as thing, because you probably were sleeping a lot a few days of the week prior to that. So yeah, because now the Mars is in your sign, so you're going to feel really energized to do a lot of things. And I say, why not take advantage of this energy and hit the gym as well, if you'd like. The 18th, on the same day, you have Chiron entering Aries, and that's in your 12th house. So Chiron in Aries just entered, and this is not the first time. It was also in Aries during 2018 for a brief period. And Chiron in Aries in the 12th house, it seems that you're going to be starting to have some awareness about the wounds that has to deal with your spirituality. You might be questioning certain beliefs. You might be maybe recognizing some deception in those areas, and you're gonna find yourself, and you're gonna kind of question or feel the wounding of how you identify with these things. Other wounds may appear on how you identify with maybe self-medicating as well, as Pisces or the 12th house energy has to do with drugs and so forth. Sleeping patterns might be something that will probably be interrupted. Aries is a really, restless energy. Sometimes it can be quite restless. So your sleeping patterns may be disruptive. You might have a lot of anxiety, perhaps. And you might have a lot of escapist qualities. You're going to be identifying with how you escape. But just know that with Chiron, this is an 8-year transit, 8 to 9 year transit. The awareness that you have, I feel, will always allow you to transform and heal just as fast. And Chiron being in Aries is a sign that is really quick and moves fast. So being aware of where this energy will be activating your 12th house is how you can definitely identify the healing process and make it faster. So this is something I'll probably talk about more, but this is good to know and be aware of. Okay, and so now we also have on the same day a lot of stuff that's going on the 18th, a Venus-Saturn conjunction. This is also in your 9th house. So there's going to be, again, a lot of like attracting solid things of great value that has lasting value. And this is where you'll definitely see it happening. And it's all based on how you believe, your truth about it, the truth of your values, your beliefs or your values. And you might see if you may have limiting beliefs, or is it that you have vast beliefs, big beliefs, and so forth? So, keep your eye on the prize, feel optimistic, recognize your truth, and release any limiting beliefs. And this conjunction can do you best on the 18th of February. The next day, we have the Sun entering Pisces, and this is in your 11th house. So now it's going to be a lot more networking happening. The 11th house rules the big picture, your hopes and dreams. You can be creating this because Pisces is such a creative energy. It creates from inside and then out, but comes from a place of believing. So you have to believe in the big picture, Taurus. Believe in humanity. You might find compassion might be a good thing when connecting with others as well. Hospitals, jails might be also a thing where you might be connecting with people. You might be a theme. So look out for that as the Sun enters Pisces on the 20th. I would say to, again, really focus on your internal self that can manifest your hopes and wishes. And a good way of doing that, since Piscean energy rules the meditative experience, try meditation. It'll probably be really good for you during the Sun in Pisces. A lot of things may be illuminated. And lastly, we have on the 22nd of February, Mercury, the planet of your mind, your thinking, your mindset, the communication, conjuncts Neptune and Pisces. So again, we're having a lot of conversations with others, with those in our community, our friends as well, about the big picture, your vast thinking. There might be a lot of maybe group thoughts and group events and talking about similar things, like-minded things, like-hearted things, higher consciousness. You might find yourself meditating with friends this month, and you might be going to a meditation course or a group session as well. There's going to be a lot of higher mind, peaceful, compassionate talks. A friend might become a lover because Mercury conjunct Neptune just gives me speaking romance, because Neptune and Pisces can be quite romantic, though, and it is a conjunction, so you might be careful about having, saying too much. You might just spill a little bit too much, so be cognizant of that. Or you might be drinking too much with friends. Mercury, Neptune, and Pisces likes to drink. Or you might be forgetting a lot of things, so make sure you remain grounded as you are, and try not to take any drugs. That can be something that you may be prone to, or wanting to probably rest. It wouldn't be a bad idea if you are tired, get some rest. But I think because of the 11th house, which is kind of electrifying energy, it rules Aquarius, you will be with friends, you will be with other people, you will be around other people, and you might find yourself maybe wanting to, socialize and drink. So just be careful not to overdo it. Socialize and make sure it's something that will definitely help you attain your goals and your wishes and so forth. So that's your forecast, Taurus. I hope you love it. Tell me what you think. StayLit Love here. I'm here to help you with any situation, as above, so below. If you like a further personal forecast, feel free to connect with me. I love talking to my clients. We have such a great time. We connect and I help illuminate certain things that's within your chart. So you can go to StayLitLove.com and you go to the reading section and you can book your time and the duration. And also, feel free to peruse within the site and tell me what you think and what you think about this video. This is my first one, first of many. I look forward to connecting with you so much, and of course, always stay with us.